Alright, so the digital tool I am going to talk about today is called Slack. It is a chat platform that is utilized by businesses. Alright, so this is what the home page looks like. I made a workspace called Writing for the Web, and this is a channel called Workplace Digital Tool. And this is where members of the group of Workplace Digital Tool, which is just a project, those are what these channels generally are projects or random where you can just talk about anything or just in general, or there can be something specific like Workplace Digital Tool. Earlier when I was going through it and looking through the app, I was learning about it, and what's cool is you can message, I added another one of my accounts here just for the effect of just not having me in it, but you can add files, you can create a post or a code or text snippet, you can communicate to someone so they know that you're talking directly to them, you can use emojis, and you can react to posts as well with this button right here, which is really cool. And then you can star it, you can share it, you can copy a link if there is a link in it, you can have a reminder, you can pin it to a channel. It's very versatile in this way where you can share just about anything that is here, that is sent to a group, a channel, a thread, which are right here, which can be created. And then there's Slackbot, which is kind of Slack's take on Siri, where you can ask questions like, how do I upload a photo? And Slack will respond with a few links of where to go for that information. And you can even respond, and Slackbot will answer. This is where, this is my space right here is what they call it. You can draft messages, you can list to-dos, keep links and files handy, and you can talk to yourself, but of course you're the only one here, which is great because you can take notes here as well as draft messages like it says. It can be used for multiple things and you're the only one who sees it. So this would be my conversation with my other email account, but this is where your direct messages will show up. And then you can invite more people, which is just really easy. You just type their name, their email address, and then you can have apps. You can install Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive up here. Those are just a few that I chose, but you can add others if it's applicable. But some other interesting features that it has is here, on the drop down, where you can set a status if you are in a meeting, if you're commuting, if you're out sick, vacationing, working remotely. There are a ton of things that you can use and you can adjust these to. And then there's edit suggestions for statuses. And you can basically create your own, and have it clear after a certain amount of time, which is really useful. Now there's also this channel prefixes, which show you guidelines for making a channel so you can stay organized. For example, it's not long, they're very short and very straightforward. Then there's the workplace icon, where you can choose what you want as an icon to identify your workspace. You can choose your own photo, of course, but since this is not a real workspace, we're not going to worry about that right now. So Slack has a lot of useful guidelines and hints, which is really useful. For example, they like to brighten up your day with motivational messages. As you can see here, you might get these randomly. This is a very personalized application, and I think having that just shows that it's possible. to have something personal and professional at the same time. So one of the great things is that you can add a response. So right here I typed, "What's up, Buttercup?" And then the response that Slackbot will answer is, "Doing fine, Clementine." So because of this, if you type it in anything, let's go to the Workplace Digital Tool channel and type, "What's up, Buttercup?" and Slackbot will respond. It can be a very useful tool, especially if you have reoccurring questions that require the same answer and maybe you just don't have time to answer every single one. Now the other interesting thing is that you can customize your workspace. You can go to Preferences and you can go to Themes. You can choose the light theme, which it is on right now, or the dark, which as you can tell is dark. And then the sidebar, this part, you can also change the colors. There's many different options. You can do this one, that nocturne. There's plenty of options for just to match what you're looking for, what might be easier to follow. But this is a very useful tool also. You can choose what you want. And then the sidebar settings, it shows you what you can see, what you mark as read, accessibility. And another very useful tool is if you go to the drop down, there's this called Analytics. And in Analytics, you can find who's responding to what, how many people are responding, how many messages have been sent, the file storage used. There's a lot of information here that can be very useful if it is applicable, if you need to keep track of your communication. You can do this for not over at the overview, you can do this for different channels that you have and different members. So this is a really great way to keep track of what is happening in your workspace and who is communicating with who's communicating frequently and participating. So of course, this has different plans that you can have. There's the standard free one, and then there's a couple more that cost money. But overall, for a free digital tool that you can use for communication, this is a great option, especially if you have many people and if you are sending dozens of emails a day and just want something that's a little bit more organized and a little bit easier to navigate.